What's up, YouTube? Today we're looking at a Rough Rider, the Rough Rider Black Appaloosa, that has a spade on it. This is it. As you can see, it has a kind of splotchy tie job. I would have rather had it be all black or all white. You see there's some gaps and some kind of defect in this liner. It is a Barlow, obviously. Centering seems pretty good. The action seems pretty good as well. Obviously, this kind of breaks the no China rule, meaning no products from China. But I did want to check this out because it looks fun. It looks like something that I could carry and not really be super concerned about it. Obviously, the tolerances are not high, meaning there's gapping around this that you can see. Does this make this an unworthy piece? Seems fine to me. Some people don't like the nail nicks. I don't really know. I mean, this is fine. This is not a bad piece. The reason that I got this instead of, say, a Rosecraft Blades version of a knife, this is the GEC, I believe 54. I don't think it is the 54. Hang on. $35. My bad. The Cattleman's knife. So just for size reference, this is also worth 180, 150 to like 180, 200-ish. And this is worth $15 plus shipping. So a little bit different there. This is 1095. This is 440A, supposedly. You can see that these guys are pretty different as far as aesthetics go. We're gonna go ahead and get a weight on this. Here's the deal with me and Rosecraft Blades, my opinion on that. It's pretty simple. I mean, I think that some of them look really, really sharp. They probably are actually literally sharp as well. They just remind me a bit too much of like the A.G. Russell knife brand. And for me, they're just a little, if I'm gonna, hang on. So we're looking at least cutting. They're just right around a price point where, for me, I don't think it makes sense. Or at least maybe I should say it doesn't make sense to me. Because at that price point, why wouldn't you just get something way better? Because if you're going to do, and I get this is not most people's thinking, but if you're going to do the whole, I only want to drop $40 to $80 on a knife. And they also remind me a great deal of the Rough Rider Reserve, obviously. The people that helped design the Rough Rider Reserve are now Rosecraft Blades. I think that's the lore. I'm not sure, though. But if I'm going to get, you know, if that's the thing, why not save up? Why not, instead of getting 4 or 5 Rosecraft blades, why don't you, or any Chinese knife in that price range, why not save up to get a really cool, you know, either custom slip joint or something close to custom. Or if you're going to buy Chinese, that's not this, that's not a $20 piece, that's, in my opinion, pretty nice for 20 bucks. There's also Jack Wolf knives that then you're like top of the line. This doesn't get any more exact. At least, you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's what's going on with them. So, and I know there's other examples, but they just don't really jump to mind. The collectability of Jack Wolf knives is like, whoa. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Like, for something for me to check out and just have to play around with. And I'm going to use this too, by the way. It's not like I'm not going to use it. But the point being is, if I have this in my pocket and all of a sudden it's gone, I'm going to be pretty upset, or I'm not going to be upset. Whereas this, if this goes, I'm going to be pretty upset. I probably could replace this, but it would take a while. It would be expensive. And I really like this piece. And that slip. For this, I probably won't even put it in a slip. Yeah, I mean, there's gaps around. Yeah, I'm not even going to use the pointer. You can just see them. There's gaps around the spade. It is what it is type of thing. But, I mean, really, though, I get that for some people, this is not going to be the case. But for me, this is, I mean, stuff like this right here in my hand is why I don't buy other knives from China that aren't like around 15, 20 bucks, that aren't at least doing this great of a job. Where, yeah, there are gaps, obviously. It costs $15. There are little tiny imperfections. There probably is not a distill taper, to be honest. I mean, let's be real. Nail nicks, kind of questionable, I'm not gonna lie. I will say though, I've watched a couple, not a bunch, but I've watched a couple of other reviews on this knife, and I guess some people are not getting great ones, and then it turns into, you know, oh my god, this is terrible. And I would be upset if this was, and I was kind of bracing for a lemon, but hard to go wrong with this right here for $15. If I had a gritty action, I would flush it. I would do that with any knife. If there was some kind of gritty action, it's neat that this thing is easy open. But I do get where some people might really hate that there are 2 nail nicks. I am unsure as to why there are 2 nail nicks. I'm not going to lie. It's almost like too much billboarding on a knife. I saw one gentleman say this one could run the length of it. Yeah, possibly. Or they could just have 1 nail nick, or they could just not have any nail nicks. Or maybe the nail nick could be different and it'd be on both sides so that left-handed people could also use it. I guess they could though, like this. You know, this is just a fun piece. It's not, is this going to go into my collection? No. No, it is not. This is going to exist outside of the collection. This is going to be, like, if you think of a collection like a meal, which is not a great analogy at all, so I wouldn't use it for a lot. This would be like junk food. This would be like Cheetos or something. Like, you know what I mean? I've got this. I'm going to carry it. It's neat. It's going to cut. I can hand it to people. If somebody steals it from me, well, I'd still be upset about that, but that would, not because of monetary reasons, because of the principle. But you know what I mean? This is just, I think it's a neat thing. This is, but, and also, for me, in essence, this is why Rough Ryder, stuff like this is why Rough Ryder continues to be a threat, kind of. maybe a minuscule, a minor threat if I was going to use band names for that sort of thing. That they can make this for $15. Now, am I going to collect the rest of the series? No. I don't think that those look that good. This one is borderline like, but it's like unique enough where it's like, okay, yeah, sure. How could they have made this better? If this would have been all black with white liners, that would have been neat. Or all white with black liners, or G10 or whatever else. But that's going to drive up price. G10, I think I met my Carta. Obviously, there's some serious gaps, but I think, yeah, like I said, this is why Rough Ryder still is alive and kicking. And I get that I'm late on this review, but I just found out about this knife like last week, so I instantly got one. That's how kind of disconnected I am from like the Rough Ryder brand. But it is, they still have stuff that I'm like, oh, like this one. Like, oh, that's neat. $20. Yeah, sure. I'll carry that. Because for me, I mean, this is fine. I like this Zulu style spear shape. I mean, I will say though, the nail nicks look even goofier with it flipped out, especially this one. But hard to complain, hard to go wrong. Yeah, that's about all she wrote for this one. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Hope you folks have a good rest of your day. Bye now.